Hello friends, Ginger here, and today I'm bringing you guys my TBR for the O.W.L.s Magical Readathon. So yes, it is that time of year where the owls are upon us and I have a lot of exams to take for this readathon. This is my first time participating, but my friend page dweller Felicia, she is doing it, and so I decided to look into it and decided to do it as well because it sounds really fun and exciting, and it just, yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess. So the original readathon just had prompts and you were supposed to read, you know, like 2 for a certain grade, 6 for a certain grade, etc. But this year they added career options, and I think that was a very awesome idea, and I know that a lot of time was spent into it, so thank you so much for taking the time out of your life to do that, because I think that it was awesome, and I decided to pick a career and follow the prompts for that, so whenever it comes time for the Newts readathon, I can make sure to be following those ones for this career option. I gotta find my papers. So the career I chose, because it kind of goes along with my career choice in real life, is the Hogwarts professor. And sorry if the paper just crumpled because this is on normal white paper. And so this is pretty much like I'm going for teaching, so I thought I would do this to make it kind of, you know, relatable to my life and make me remember that my finals are right after this readathon, so fun. But this is one of the, not necessarily more challenging, but it does have a higher set of requirements for it. I think the Alchemist is the most challenging, and I'm just not up for that, but I did want to challenge myself a little bit because I usually read a bit of books each month, so I went with this, and there are 7 requirements for me to pass for my owls in order to be successful in moving forward into my career as a Hogwarts professor. So they are a subject you wish to teach, mandatory defense against the dark arts, and then 5 others of my choosing. So I also thought this was cool because I got to choose some, and that gives me some freedom to pick from the list and not be tied down in case I didn't have something for a certain prompt. So I am not actually going to be reading all 12 prompts, but I think 7 out of 12 is still a pretty hefty TBR, so I am still excited. So now that I have told you guys about the career, I will actually tell you guys about the prompts and the books that I'm reading for each one. So I also have the list here, and I highlighted and wrote down for which subjects I am going to be taking the test for, reading for, and so I'm going to talk about my subject of choice, then defense against the dark arts, and then go with the ones that I decided to choose. So the major, I guess, the subject of my choice is care of magical creatures, because I am an animal lover and I'm going to be teaching biology, so I thought that that kind of went hand in hand, and the prompt for that is to read a book with a land animal on the cover. And so since it is April and Easter is in this month, I picked Tales from Watership Down by Richard Adams. So this is not the original Watership Down. This is technically the second novel in this world, and this is just an adorable edition that I got, and this is normally like $30, but I got it from Thrift Books for $3. And so I am so excited to have this, and because I am so interested and invested in these characters in this world, I think that I'll be able to read this fairly quickly. And again, it's going to be Easter, so rabbits go with Easter, right? So I'm really excited to read this one. I actually, as I was picking these books, well, I didn't see the books when I picked them at school. And then when I got home and was taking them off the shelf, I was like, I am so screwed because I didn't pick any graphic novels or short story collections, none. There's only one here that's pretty short, and the rest of them are big books, so I'm in for some fun time. And then, since it's required for me to do the Defense Against the Dark Arts, that challenge is Reducto, or read a book that starts with the letter R, and I only had 2 choices for this, actually. I scoured my shelves. I mean, I might have more on my books in storage, but from the ones I had, these were my only 2 options, but I decided to go with Ribble of the Sands by Alan Hamilton. I got this pretty recently. I think I got this in my last book haul, and it was between this and Red Queen, and this one was actually a little shorter than Red Queen, and to be a little generous to myself, I decided to go with this one. And I'm very excited to try this out. I've heard great things about it, even though I haven't heard a lot about it. They're still great. So I want to see if I like it, and this is the month to finally figure that out. And now the 5 other subjects that I picked were just pretty much, they were ones that I was interested in, like as a subject, but also ones that I could fill the prompt for, because obviously that was challenging for me, and picking the prompts and books to go with them that I already own was kind of difficult, but I did do it, so I'm pretty proud of myself. So I'm just gonna go down the list from the top to the bottom of these extra ones and tell you guys the books for each of those. So the very first subject that I decided to pick was Ancient Ruins, and the prompt for that is retelling. So I went with Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. I have read Cinder, and I've been meaning to continue on with this series because Cinder I really enjoyed, and I am very intrigued by this series, so I'm picking up Scarlet, and this is actually a lot thicker than I thought it was, so that sucks for me, but this is a Little Red Riding Hood retelling, and I love the fact of that, and I really have high hopes for this because I love Little Red Riding Hood and retellings of that, so I'm excited to get to this one. And then we have Charms, which is age line, and the prompt for that is to read an adult novel. And for this one, this was the one I went the kindest on myself for, because it's the shortest book on this list, and that is Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. This is a little shorty, and I just got this from Thrift Books, and I'm really excited. This is the last Gillian Flynn I have to read, so I'm glad that I have it and I can pick it up now. And like I said, it's very short. It's only about 200 pages, so I should be able to fly through this, and that is good considering a lot of these books are very big. Next we have Herbology, and that is to read a book with plants on the cover. And for this I am going with The Breakdown by B.A. Paris. As you can see, there are plants in this window, and this is also my last B.A. Paris I have to read, and unlike Gillian Flynn, I have not particularly liked B.A. Paris's other books, so I'm hoping that this one will change that factor. And this one actually isn't super long. Okay, it's over 300 pages, but compared to the other ones, it's not that long, and I am excited to see if I like this one more than the other ones, or if I just kind of am done with B.A. Paris. So that's why I put it on this list. The second to last one is Potions, and the prompt for that is a next ingredient, aka a sequel. And I was going to do Scarlet for this one first, but then it fit better for the retelling. So I am going with Layer of Dreams by Libba Bray. In fact, I was going to go with this or the second book in the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy, but they're both pretty freaking big, so no matter what, I was going to be getting a chunky novel. And this is over 500 pages, so this is a tome, but I really loved The Diviners, and I think that if this is anything like that, I will get through it very quickly, even though it is a big book. So this is, I think, the biggest one on here, so I am a little scared, but I'm hoping I get around to it because I need to pass. And I think having the idea that in order to move on and get this career, I have to read all these, I think that's a little bit of a motivator for me. Or at least I hope so, because I do want to read all these books. And then last but not least, we have Transfiguration, which is to read a book with sprayed edges or red on the cover. I do not have any books with sprayed edges yet, but I do have one with a red cover. Actually, I had a couple, so that was good. But the one I decided to go with is The Girl in 6E by A.R. Tor, my bad. And I've been putting this off because I'm really excited for it.